losing my brain with the candlelight. Losing my breath, losing myself, dreams are out of sight. Stop struggling against my demons. Stop thinking life has fiction. Let it burn, burn, burn. Burn the pain, burn the lies, burn the fear inside myself, and burn it all again. It's the right time to escape these gates I've been locked in for so long. It's not where I belong. Let it burn, burn, burn into the ground. Ready to fight, ready to go, that's my final word. Taking chances against, I just get one. Calling a game, crushing my brain with the candlelight. I catch my breath and let it burn, 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 burn. Burn the pain, burn the lies, burn the fear inside myself, and burn it all again. It's the right time to escape these gates I've been locked in for so long. It's not where I belong. Let it burn, burn, burn into the ground. I gotta let it burn. Burn the lies, burn the fear inside myself, and burn it all again. It's the right time to escape these gates I've been locked in for so long. It's not where I belong. Let it burn, burn, burn into the ground.
Happy 316 day, everyone. If you know what we mean, it's all about Stone Cold Steve Austin. We're going to talk about him a little bit, acknowledge him. We're going to talk a little bit about Ray and Dominik's feud, the bar mitzvah with MJF, and the God-forsaken hatred, furious, and the loving of March Madness. We got all that and a little lanyard for you coming up on this special live stream edition of the Worldly Podcast. Here's a toast to Stone Cold Steve Austin. Happy 316 day, all you. Let's go, baby.
So what does it mean to be a raging Cajun? Southwest Louisiana, wreck your face, man. Still don't get it then, I'ma let you know. All you gotta do is come and join the show.
Oh, hell yeah! Look who's back! Holy fuck, what a surprise. Welcome back, Jordan. And cheers, Jordan's back. It's 316 day. Anything can happen.
I got my water and
Oh, you're drinking that beer water. Okay. Hell yeah! Look, it's Justin Santos in the house. Okay. We're the highest tier potty, your weekly unfiltered wrestling and entertainment. Welcome to the Worldly Podcast. We are free and available wherever you get your podcasts. We're on YouTube and Twitch as well. Brought to you by W Energy and, of course, 80s Tees. We'll get to all that in a bit. But we are the Hostly Trio. I'm Marcus at MarcusLee337 on Twitter. But I'm the Mark, but if Jordan were here, he could say, finally, Jordan has come back to World Elite. And I got Dylan and Jordan. How are we doing today, guys? And another big surprise. You're good at keeping surprises from everybody.
The second time I got you already. First time was on the Chamber show. I know you wanted to fill in that format of the 6-person thing, and I said, well, we can't find nobody. I said, let me see if I can get Jordan aboard, and I easily got him. He only stayed on for the picks, and then, of course, continued his little hiatus from the show. But today, I'm very happy to say that I was able to bring Jordan on, and we are bringing him back on for good. going forward, Jordan is back on the show, and just in time for our 200 episode is going to be dropping next week when we record it. So very excited for this to continue. We're back, and it's better than ever right now.
Hell yeah. Jordan, how are you doing? And where can we find you since you've been hiding?
I'm doing good. You can find me at Jordan_J2000.
And hell yeah, just in time tuning in. Be sure to check it out. We dropped it earlier today, our 316-day episode on WrestleMania 14 featuring the Double J's. Yes, Justin Santos and Justin from In Time Wrestling Podcast. That was a fun one. I enjoyed it today. Did you guys get to listen to it yet?
Listen to some of it on my way home from work. It was absolutely fantastic. I'm not trying to play spoiler to anybody who hasn't, listened to it or anything like that, but the whole thing with the Paul Bearer impersonation when we talked about Kane and Undertaker, oh my God, that was absolutely fantastic.
I have multiple live streams imitate Paul Heyman. Not Paul Heyman, Paul Bearer. But yes,
Yeah.
I can't imitate Paul Heyman. I'm going to work on that one day. But yeah, so yeah, I'm actually drinking free beer. Good morning, broadcast. What's up, Thumb? I'm drinking Coors Light for Stone Cold. This was free beer I've gotten Monday, and I'm more of a Bud Light guy. But hey, Driving to the Top Productions, of course, part of World Elite Podcast, presented by Where the Road Don't Stop. But before we get to any talk, I've been wanting to share this with you. I heard this back on, I think, Monday or Tuesday morning, but, we've had some fucked up weather throughout the week. It was cold at the beginning of the week. It was hot today and yesterday, and it's supposed to be cold again tomorrow. A lot of rain, and we're going to get some cold, freezing weather this weekend. Probably our last cold front until by the time Christmas time comes, or early December. But I heard them say on the radio, and spring is approaching. Next Tuesday, March 21st, calendar-wise, is the first day of spring, and the DJ on the radio said that he's gotten a lot of reviews and reports that people have ranked spring as the worst season ever, mainly with allergy-wise, but, spring's one of them time of years where it rains all the time, or you don't know, one day it's cold, another day it's hot. People rank spring as the worst season ever. And I wanted to get your thoughts from worst to best. Where would you rank your 4 seasons?
Well, we live in Louisiana. We really only only get one type of season over here. We either get summer or we either get a hard freeze winter, and that's it. We don't get spring, we don't get fall, we get summer and we get winter, and that's it. So I can rank them 1 to 2. I mean, summer's my favorite if I'm gonna rank them out of the 2, and then winter, I hate being cold. But sometimes, I love whenever it's a little cooler outside. I guess that fall weather, I guess if I'm gonna rank that, I'll put that number 1 easily.
Jordan?
Yeah, I like summer and cold. Yeah, I don't like it that much.
What's up, Vincent Delgado in the house? What's up? Yeah, I'm gonna disagree with you guys. I have summer ranked worse. Summer was fun when you were a kid because you're out of school and you ain't got to go to school and you could stay up all those late hours and play video games and be lazy. But when you're a grown adult, you have to work in this 100-degree, 200-degree weathers we have the whole damn time. So I don't like working in that fucking type of heat. I'm getting old of age where I'm more working indoors now, finally, because I've paid my dues as a young fellow. I'm getting old now, so I have summer ranked worse. And the summer in Louisiana is a whole nother ball game. And no disregards to Texas, Arizona, Nevada, Florida, it don't get as hot as it does in Louisiana. We got that swamp, mild fucking dry. We don't have dry heat like Texas and Arizona and all that. No, it's like we're our own planet. We're closer to the sun than Venus is. I don't give a shit what people say. Although being in Chicago, we get all 4 seasons in one day year round. I thought y'all get winter more than anything. I figured it snows till like May up in Chicago, and it's very windy up there. So summer's my worst. Then I'll say spring. Winter's my second. I mean, I like it when it's cold, especially when I'm bundled up. But I'll put fall number 1 because just a little bit of everything. That's the feel-good blue jean weather, a lot of brown, orange, and yellow all over, and plus That's fall means football season, fall spooky season, Halloween. The one holiday no one appreciates and acknowledges. They think when Halloween's over, we go straight to fucking Christmas, and I'm talking about Thanksgiving. That's all I do. Is I have eaten abusively for 30 plus years. It's just what I do. So that's my rank from worst to best: summer, spring, winter, and fall. So
Nice.
what do you guys want to talk about? I'll let Dylan start first.
There's a lot to talk about. I mean, really, there's not a ton to talk about when it comes to wrestling, as opposed to last week, this week, and whatnot. I feel like last week we had more to talk about, but we also talked about Hall of Fame. So even though this isn't a topic, we talked Hall of Fame last week when there was like no one in the Hall of Fame. And then now, fast forward to right now, we have 2 inductees into this year's Hall of Fame. We have Rey Mysterio and the Great Muta. I know, Marcus, you had your opinions on the Great Muta get inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame as opposed to being inducted in just to into a wrestling Hall of Fame. So I want your take for a second on this before we actually shift on to actual topics for tonight.
Well, you want me to start with the Great Muta, or you want me to start with Rey Mysterio?
Well, Ray, I feel like they're going to work into Dominik maybe kicking his ass or something like that during his Hall of Fame induction. I feel like Rhea and him are going to get involved.
Since we have a Rey Dominik topic, I'll save the Rey Mysterio part for when we get to that. And there's something I forgot to mention when we were talking the Hall of Fame last week, and I can't think of it off of my head. But thank you, Vincent, the retro 80s video game looking logo. Dylan designed it, and that's a funny story. Dylan designed it. He sent it to me. I gave him a thumbs down, and it's not because of how the font is. He sent it to me with a white background. I thought this was the artwork. We were talking about getting new artwork, and that was what I meant. I don't want that with a white background. And you give me this long paragraph of how hard you worked on it, and then you send it to me with the actual background, and I'm like, this is awesome. It's like, I just sent you the same picture.
Fucking ass off on this.
I thought that was the artwork we were gonna have a white backdrop with this awesome.
No, I just wanted to show you the logo.
Oh, yeah, the logo's badass, but I thought that was the full artwork. I'm like, nope, not buying it. When you sent me the retro background with it, I'm like, holy shit, this is awesome. You're like, it's the fucking same shit. I'm like, it's just got the background on it. I'm like, oh, I thumbs down on the white background. But yeah, okay, back to the Great Muta. No disrespect to him, but he needs to be in the Professional Wrestling Hall of Fame, but that don't exist. There needs to be a Hall of Fame for all wrestlers, no matter what company you work for. I think the WWE Hall of Fame should only be for people who actually wrestled in WWE, even if they've like wrestled with New Japan or WCW and whatnot. Like that if it'd been up to me, that's how it should have been. You're only allowed to be in the Hall of Fame, WWE Hall of Fame, if you've worked for the company and you have to be retired more than 5 years. Yes, Rick Goldberg was like, Ric Flair was the first active inductee. He should have went in. He probably shouldn't have went in at all. He's still fucking wrestling. Goldberg shouldn't have went in. There's some more people. I mean, don't worry, Dylan. Matt Ritter never appreciates my artwork for smacking around. I love your artwork, Vincent. I like how y'all had fuck Riddle in the corner, and I know you did that just for Matt Ritter. And hey, I'm looking forward to that Batman thing we were talking about in the new group chat we're in now. But yeah, I mean, Great Muta is a legend. I will give him that. He's done a lot in New Japan. He's very well known around the world. It's just he never really did nothing for WWE, and they should just rename the WWE Hall of Fame the Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame, because they're just letting anybody go in. Now, there's rumors on the female, and I swear to God, if she gets inducted, this whole thing is a joke. There has been rumors that they were putting Stacy Keibler in the Hall of Fame. And all she did was...
The Hall of Fame's already a joke.
All she did was give me a record of... and sleeping with Vince McMahon. That's all she accomplished in WWE.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, the
That's
Hall of
a
Fame's already
lot.
a joke already. I mean, but yeah,
It is a lot. When you were fucking 12 years old, 13 years old at the time,
hmm
thought you invented it. All right. You were saying something?
I figure we can hop into our topic for tonight. Well, I mean, multiple topics, but we can start off with our first one. And I guess what better way to start off our stream than what we were honestly just talking about? And that's Ray and Dominik
Oh,
Mysterio.
so you don't have nothing to add on to the Great Muta going in the Hall of Fame. I was handing it back to you.
No, I was just gonna hop into one of our topics for tonight.
Okay. All right. Go ahead. Carry on. My wayward
So,
son.
Marcus, this involves one of your favorite superstars of all time, being Dominik Mysterio.
Ray. Okay.
All right, this is a lot when it comes to them too. It's, it started back at Clash at the Castle, turning on Edge, then clotheslining his own father, then getting arrested, beating up his own father during one of the holidays, and he adapted the prison gimmick, which I like. I'm not gonna lie, I like it. And then it seems like it's shaping up for WrestleMania. Jesus Christ, dude.
Look at me. I'm dumb. I'm gangsta.
So it seems like it's going towards WrestleMania. Ray's refusing to hit his own son. I feel like the time whenever he is going to hit his own son is going to be at WrestleMania. He's going to accept the challenge. He still doesn't want to hit his own son. And it's a lot when it comes to these two. But I feel like and I'm not trying to spoil our Mania prediction show, but I feel like Dom should go over.
I don't like him. I don't like him. I hate him just as much as Matt Ritter hates Matt Riddle. But this is just getting as entertaining as the Bloodline storyline. Ray, I've loved you since I was a kid. I've looked up to you. You were one of my favorite luchadors, and I've wanted to be just like you. You along with Jeff Hardy were two reasons why I was cutting flips off the top of my house and everything. But why are you being such a little bitch? Hit your son like you've never hit him before. It's gonna probably be one of those matches they're gonna make it official like the night before WrestleMania night one. Like it's gonna take till the go home SmackDown to make it official, or unless Dom beats him down at the Hall of Fame ceremony, which it's been official that Conan is gonna induct Ray, and people are like, well, why isn't Dominik not doing it? That's his son. Because he's a heel right now. I'm pretty sure if there wasn't this storyline, I'm sure Dom would have inducted him, but I think it'll work. Conan's gonna do it, Pyran Conan's gonna do it, and Dom and Rhea's gonna come out and just be like, ruin his ceremony, hit him, rip his mask up or something to get Ray to finally blow up and say, I'm gonna kick your ass, son, and I'm gonna do it at WrestleMania. But when's it gonna happen? Plus, there was another rumor. Hell, I'd like to see it happen. I don't know if it's the main event. Someone said on Twitter that Backlash, they need to do a 6-man tag. They should do Judgment Day. Off Dom, Damian, and Finn against Rey Mysterio, Bad Bunny, and Santos Escobar in a 6-man tag. Yeah, he said, all right, Batista, thumbs up, thumbs down.
No, there's all right. For one, I'm good with Ray being in a match, but he doesn't need to be in a match again with Dominik. I feel like a one-on-one versus Dominik should almost be like a sort of a nail in the coffin for his career. I find it shouldn't be where he continues on a feud with Dominik and after a match with him at Mania. So should be no 6-man tag. And I feel like Judgment Day should move on. And I feel like Dominik, he deserves some sort of spotlight if he defeats his father at WrestleMania. His father being one of the greatest luchadors of all time, one of the greatest superstars of all time. So there's no reason why I see a 6-man tag happening just to involve Bad Bunny, being that it's in Puerto Rico. No.
I mean,
Yeah.
if Dom beats Ray, I can maybe believe it's like Ray's farewell match. You know, he's getting of age, but you never know. But it's eventually going to happen. I can't see it dragging all the way to SummerSlam or something, or even next year's WrestleMania. Hope Ray Booyaka Booyaka's Dom below the belt, but all seriousness, this story has gotten really good. Yes, it's a good storyline. We're just waiting for Ray to grow some fucking nuts. I want Bad Bunny to join Judgment Day. The El Espanol version.
This feud been I've been loving it, and just I think they're gonna probably fight at Mania.
Oh, they will. It's just when they're going to make it official. They're going to wait. Just like KO and Sammy against the Usos, they're going to wait till the last minute. They're going to wait till the week of WrestleMania to make it official. Because right now there's only enough. Huh?
It shouldn't wait until that long to make it official with KO and Sammy. I feel like you need a proper build up for this.
It's sad when the number of matches we have already is enough to fill up one night instead of 2 nights. There's like 7 total matches.
Yeah.
But you still got, but they're about to add one more. Remember, we got Drew McIntyre and Sheamus fighting tomorrow night on SmackDown. The winner fights Gunther. I feel like just because tomorrow's St. Patrick's Day, Sheamus is going to win the luck of the Irish, but it's going to probably be a triple threat. I wanted it to be a triple threat, but Sheamus, spoiler alert, Sheamus will probably win, so he can finally be a Grand Slam champion.
Nah, I think it should be a triple threat. I feel like some bullshit's going to go on SmackDown to where either maybe Imperium gets involved and they make it into a triple threat. But I see Sheamus possibly winning it. And the only reason why I would be okay with Sheamus winning it is because maybe that opens up Gunther to go on for a bigger championship, one he deserves. He's been carrying that Intercontinental Championship and looking great with it. So just imagine like the Universal Champion on him, or even WWE Champion. That would be fantastic.
Yeah, and they'll probably make it a triple threat just so they can put Drew on the card. You don't have to win the match. You don't need to. It's just to fill him in, so he don't have to like be anybody else and go compete in that Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal on SmackDown. So just to get him on the card. But I believe Sheamus will most likely win just because that's the only title he has to be a Grand Slam champion, and for Gunther to go on to bigger and better things like the world title or the universal title if they end up splitting the belts, or if they make them as one, because they're also talking about Cody, when he wins, is supposed to bring the Wing Eagle belt back, which that would be awesome.
Yeah.
Might as well just go back to one set of tag titles, one set of women's titles, and one set of world titles. Just compete on both brands if you got to do that.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I feel like with 2 brands, it kind of gives the superstars the proper time off. If you have them working both brands, that's gonna eat their schedules alive.
But would you want to go back to the brand extension? Because USA is like getting fired up with not having a world championship on Raw, because Roman barely goes on Raw. He goes to SmackDown more than Raw, and some people are sickened that they're using the US title as kind of the heavyweight title for Raw, but they just hate my boy Theory. Theory's probably the top dog champion on Raw because Roman barely shows up on Raw. And Austin Theory's like the top male champion on the Raw brand.
Yeah, well, give it some time, because Cody's going to win at Mania, and he's going to bring... Well, it sucks because he's going to win both championships, and now he's going to have to work both shows, and, you won't see him somewhere on this show. You're not going to see him much on the other show. I feel like he'll be working the Roman schedule, but he'll be working more dates. So I just feel like they need to split up the titles almost like the moment he wins them, because I feel like someone should carry it on SmackDown, someone should carry it on Raw, and Cody's going to be the one on Raw.
Well, and if Cody ends up keeping both, Cody is about to basically just be the face of the company. we basically saw the passing of the torch when Cena hugged Cody and Cena raised Cody's up. They said that's the passing of the torch right there. So Cody is basically about to be the face of the company. Like, you got to have two faces, like the Attitude Era was Stone Cold and The Rock. The Ruthless Aggression Era was John Cena and Batista, you could say. The PG era was John Cena, Randy Orton. The Now era was Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar or Drew McIntyre or something. In this society, you could say Roman and Cody.
Yeah.
But if they do the brand extension again, Roman, just keep him on SmackDown and put Cody on Raw. Cody can be the WWE champion. Yeah. Roman's supposed to take time off. Roman's supposed to go to Hollywood and film a movie after Mania. So he's going to stay in Hollywood while everyone else goes around the world to Puerto Rico and Saudi Arabia and London and then Detroit. If you're going to split the titles, who deserves the Universal title more, Gunther or Sami Zayn?
Sammy was a feel-good story. I feel like Gunther has put in the hard work to become champion. Now, I'm not opposed to Sammy winning it, but like I said, he was a feel-good story. He was a part of the greatest story in recent memory of professional wrestling. He turned his back on the Bloodline, who is the biggest faction known to man right now. So, like I said, he was a feel-good story. It would have been nice to see him win, but what does he go after that? What happens with Sammy after he wins a championship? Who's he going to defend against to have really good matches on SmackDown? So I feel like Gunther, who's been putting in so much damn work with that Intercontinental Championship, I feel like he should be the one that's more deserving of it. So I would put it on Gunther before I put it on Sammy.
Yeah, I would put it on Gunther.
Okay. Well, I'm going to just get this one out of the way. I don't have much to say about it, but I wanted to talk about the Rebar Mitzvah for MJF. And when I saw this, I'm not going to lie, I laughed hysterically. Okay, I'm Catholic. I don't really know much about how Jewish people are, except when it's the holiday season, they celebrate Hanukkah. When we celebrate Christmas, when it's wedding season, they smash a glass and a napkin. We dance with broomsticks when our younger siblings get married before the older siblings. We say congratulations. They say mazel tov. But when I heard bar mitzvah, I fucking laughed hysterically. I thought that was the tradition where Jewish boys get their fucking dicks circumcised by the rabbis. But no, that's the wrong thing. That's a bris. A bar mitzvah is kind of like being welcomed into the Jewish church, where they do that fucking where they fucking put you in a chair and they just like raise you in the air and you do that fucking little ring around the rosy shit they did. But yeah, as I said, I don't know much about Jews. We do something different. We do it from birth to grown up. We call it the sacraments of initiation. When you're you get baptized in the Catholic Church when you're a baby. You make your first communion when you're around 2nd, 3rd grade, so about 8 years old, and you get confirmed as a Catholic adult between the age of 16, 17 years old by the time you're a sophomore in high school. Mm-hmm. That's what we do. Jewish people do what's called a bar mitzvah, where they have cake and presents. It's like having a birthday party, but you're being welcomed into the Jewish church. But it was entertaining until he got interrupted by Jungle Boy, Sammy Guevara, and Darby Allin. So I'm looking at this. I'm like, oh, it's the 4 pillars. I haven't heard that in a while. Made me laugh was they all three said at the same time, we want a title shot. And I don't Sammy Guevara trying to be a babyface again. I know everybody hates him because he married one of the hottest Brazilians in the world, but he was trying to win the crowd. Jungle Boy, I don't really have much. Darby Allin entertained me the most when he was mocking the ones that bitch and complain on the internet, and what MJF fired back at all 3 of them. Mm-hmm. Before Sammy said, didn't your former fiance left you? He was talking about Liv Morgan. When he took his glasses off, he still had that busted eye and everything, and Darby was like, you look like shit, bro.
No, he wasn't talking about Liv Morgan.
I thought that was the rumor of the IWC that Liv Morgan and MJF were once in a relationship or some bullshit like that. I don't even know who he was talking about.
No, MJF recently got engaged not long ago to. She's not a wrestler or nothing. She does like a lot of artwork, and it recently came out that their engagement ended.
Oh, see, I supposedly they said a long time ago when he was still working MLW and shit, he used to be in a relationship with Liv Morgan. I thought that's what he meant. When he said I was engaged to somebody, she left me, I thought he was talking about her. What is up, Nick from the Universal Wrestling Podcast? Check out Neat and Keith's show. Haha, Liv Morgan. Yeah, that's what the fuck. But not everyone in the IWC tells the truth. Some of them are full of shit. Like, there's probably somebody still saying and arguing that The Rock is 100% white. That's a fucking dumbass. Don't listen to him. He's half black and half Samoan. We all know that. But, yeah, that was some funny shit. And shout out to the makeup crew for keeping MJF, having that busted eye and everything when it's been over a week since he had that match with Bryan Danielson. But hear me out. Let's say next week or something on Dynamite, it's Sammy Guevara, Darby Allin, and Jungle Boy. The winner gets a title shot against MJF either at Battle of the fucking Belts, or if they want to build a storyline all the way to Double or Nothing, who would you rather face MJF?
So first of all, there's no way they're gonna have it at Battle of the Belts. That's the this is the show to have the Ring of Honor titles, and then Jade Cargill to beat someone from the local town that they're in. So it ain't gonna be Battle of the Belts. They're gonna hold this shit off to Double or Nothing. And if anyone deserves it more out of anyone, I feel like it's gonna be Jungle Boy. You know, and this is nothing at Darby or at Sammy, even though I cannot stand Sammy Guevara. I mean, for one, they're all deserving of a shot at some point in the future. But Jungle Boy has been working his ass off. He had a great feud with Christian. He had a fantastic match with him at a Revolution, even though we shit on the way the casket fell after he had closed it. And yeah, I feel like Jungle Boy should be the one to get the title shot more over the other two.
Jordan?
Yeah. I think my boy deserves a title shot.
I mean,
hopefully win it.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind Darby. I would love Jungle Boy to go in a feud with MJF, but it's going to be somebody that's going to end up losing to MJF because I still believe he's going to hold that title till 2024 when his contract expires. And I really don't want to see Jungle Boy lose a big match like that. I want to see him win a big one. But I could be wrong. Maybe they might change some shit, but I still believe MJF's going to hold it for 14, 15 months till his contract expires. But it'd be some good shit. And I would love to see a Ricky Starks MJF feud. Do it at All Out if you got to, but save it for when they go to Chicago. Speaking of Chicago, Chicago is not hosting Forbidden Door in June. It's going to be Toronto, but it's a fucking war now with IW. It's always a war with WWE versus AEW with the IWC, and they're saying the marks, not this mark, but the marks are saying that they only doing it in Toronto so they can have a bigger show than the Raw after SummerSlam when Edge has his retirement match. That's all I've been seeing on Twitter, and I'm like, enough already, people.
Yeah.
But are you excited about Forbidden Door? I think it's June 25th, 2023 in Toronto.
If it has a better build up than last year's Forbidden Door. Forbidden Door last year was so many last minute put together matches. I just hope that they actually put some actual thought into the card this year and actually give us a quality pay-per-view. And one match that a lot of people are calling for, they called for it last year. We didn't get it. Yes.
Keep going. No, keep going. I'm
I saw your hand go up.
Yeah, but I was gonna let you finish because you're not thinking what I'm just thinking.
Well, the match that people called for last year that we didn't get, but hopefully we get this one this year, is Bryan Danielson and Zack Sabre Jr. I am really hoping we get this match.
I hope so too.
Yeah.
Now, if they're gonna do the champions again, I mean, MJF versus who's the fucking IWGP World Heavyweight Champion again? Is it Tanahashi? Oh, it's Okada. Yeah, Okada and MJ. But can we get Jamie Hayter versus Mercedes Moné? That would be awesome. Money.
It would be nice, but I mean, is Mercedes? I mean, she should work the show. I mean, she's a damn women's champion for God's sake. You know, she has to work this show. It would be nice to see her and Jamie Hayter though.
If Mercedes Moné works the show, but she don't fight Jamie Hayter, then beat the shit out of Jade Cargill, please. Give Jade a loss.
I think she should lose before then. You know, she needs to lose at some point. You know, this the whole undefeated streak is kind of getting stale. She's wrestling local talent. It's kind of getting old. Taya Valkyrie debuted last night.
Did they even
I don't
wrestle?
know if that'll be the one. No, she wrestled a local talent, and then Taya Valkyrie is making her in-ring debut on Rampage on tomorrow. But
Okay, so
she's not going to be the one to do it. I think they'll hold out for Chris Statlander when she comes back.
I saw she appeared, but I was like, well, she's from Toronto. She's not from Winnipeg. I figured she faced like a indie wrestler from Winnipeg or something. Because that was that trios match was awesome, but I wish they gave Kenny and Jericho more in-ring time with each other because that's what they wanted. But I really enjoyed that match, and I knew the House of Black was going to retain.
Yeah.
Now, I tagged you in this. I still need to subscribe, but Clark Connors is fighting Wheeler Yuta tonight. I need to watch that match. I'm going to subscribe to Honor Club probably tonight, but I'm going to be stuck on 2K23 tonight. It's going to be downloading in a few hours. And
Yep.
the rumors are true. The rumors are true. There is a character called Super Cena that has a 100%, and he is invisible, and he wearing his new 2022-2023 Cena shirt with the hat and shorts. It's true. I think it's funny.
It is. It's in the showcase because Rey Mysterio last year was on the cover. He had his own little showcase where you can do you could do a match from like their past like matches that were highlighted over their careers. And I beat Ray's last year, and you unlock a bunch of stuff. And this year it's
And
John
you unlock
Cena.
Dominik. You unlock Dominik too at the end.
Yeah, for last year's. But Dominik, he comes with the game. Actually, you ain't gotta unlock nothing. But for John Cena's, I've seen some of the matches. I never played the showcase yet. Hell, I've barely even played the game. I've been customizing so many things to where I haven't even played the game much. But the gameplay is really good. It's very smooth. I feel like there's really no glitches. I have not seen really any tweets or anything about glitches so far this year. So I'm hoping that everything goes well with it and it continues being a great game. Last year's game was great. So this year's, there's a lot more superstars, a lot more NXT people than they had last year. It's a really good game so far from what I've played for it.
I can't wait to play it. And I got the deluxe edition because since John Cena's on the cover, John Cena was my favorite during the Ruthless Aggression era. Doctor of Thugonomics, John Cena, with the old school U.S. title. That is 10 times better than the current U.S. title belt today. And I'm not going to say breaking news alert, but I just got an alert that there is a 316-day sale on WWEshop.com, 31.6% off site-wide, and there's a promo code Stone Cold if you want some Stone Cold gear right now.
Nice.
I'm trying to see how much the Smoke and Skull belt would be right now, but that's a long way to scroll down besides all these other Stone Cold shirts and posters and keychains and beanies and shit, magnets and clocks, flags, all this bullshit, and socks, the drawstring book sack. But I will let you hand it off to a topic while I try and find the price of this belt now.
So I was going back and forth what I wanted to do as the second topic for tonight for my part. And one is so good that I'm going to save it for my third topic. So we're going to jump to the NXT side of things and some news that came out from last week's NXT with the match with Roxanne Perez and Miko Satomura. And it's an obvious work, you know. They did the same thing with Shawn Michaels, where he passed out after the match, needed medical attention, and he did the same thing with Roxanne. And everyone seemed concerned. Booker T, who was one of her coaches, had came and saw about her. But what I think is that it's an obvious work because they wouldn't post a YouTube video for when this happened. Because you remember whenever the Buffalo Bills and the Bengals played with DeMar Hamlin, he collapsed. The camera stayed off of him. Like they just panned the crowd. They went to commercial and all that. But the moment she collapsed, the camera stayed dead on her. This is an obvious work. And now they're playing it so much to where they even stripped her of the championship, and they're even doing a ladder match at Stand and Deliver, and already 2 participants have been confirmed. Zoe Stark and Gigi Dolan. I'm not sure how many people are in this match, but I know there is more qualifiers to come, I would assume, next week. So leaves me to ask both of you, there's someone new that's going to be crowned. Is it going to be Zoe Stark? Is it going to be Gigi Dolan? Or do you see possibly someone else getting this championship? Jordan, I'll lead off with you.
Who's the one that used to be with Gigi Dolan and them?
JC Jane.
JC Jane.
Maybe I can see her.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it's bullshit. Like, man, I love Roxanne, and they pull this off, and I thought it was sort of real because they want to say she failed a concussion protocol. Cora Jade's going to win the title.
It should be Cora Jade. Should. If I'm gonna give a runner up, I'm gonna go Zoe Stark. Because Zoe Stark, I could not stand her when she was a face. She turns heel, and man, she has gained so much charisma just by being a heel. So if not Cora Jade, man, have Zoe Stark win the damn thing. She is one hell of a competitor.
Or what's that big thick girl that everyone loves so much? The one that was like a dancer, and then she did the split.
She's out for a while. She's not going to be ready or medically cleared for a while. I think she tore her ACL and I think some other tendons and everything. So she ain't coming back for a while.
Well, I'm not that excited for Stand and Deliver. I'm hoping Ron Breaker and Carmelo Hayes will be a banger, but I am so ready for Grayson Waller versus Johnny Gargano. Holy shit. I think Roxanne still gets added to the ladder match and defenses. I would like that, actually. That would be awesome. Kind of pull a Naomi. Like, remember Naomi won the title, had an injury, and she got it taken away from her and came back at WrestleMania and won it back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm sending something in the UW pod. You're going to laugh hysterically. There's a Marcus wrestler in Ring of Honor, and this dude is ugly as shit. Check that out. But Ted, I'll move on. Do you have anything you want to add before I move on?
No, it was a very minor topic. I just wanted to bring that up, get your thoughts in, and just talk about who could possibly win it if they don't do this whole thing where they add Roxanne back in. If they don't, Cora Jade or Zoe Stark. If they do, then Roxanne will obviously keep it.
Okay. Well, since it's 3/16 day, I thought, why don't we just talk about Stone Cold Steve Austin? We just dropped the WrestleMania 14 episode 199, baby. We're just one away from the groundbreaking 200 episode, and now that Jordan is officially back, we might drop it next week. But we've bragged about it for months. It's going to be on our top 10 WWE champions of all time, top 10 favorite WWE champions of all time. Austin will most likely be on that list, but you'll have to wait till next week to find out. But yeah, kind of like, I think the Double J's kind of mentioned, Stone Cold was the man, and I mentioned in the show, Stone Cold was the Attitude Era. He was the face of the 90s. And if people who don't watch wrestling, that's one name they're going to drop. I don't watch wrestling, but I know who Stone Cold Steve Austin is. He's that iconic face. But I'm going to throw you guys one question that we brought up to the Double J's. I'm going to bring to you guys. And there was one I actually put in there, but I kind of laughed. You kind of missaid it, but I'm going to say it the correct way. But give me your top 5 rivals of Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Well, I mean, I thought we did this on our 316 episode, like sometime last year.
Well, maybe it changed. I mean, we've watched a lot of W Peacock over the years. I mean, and I couldn't find the audio one, but I remember the live stream. I don't see it in our feed anymore on YouTube or even on Facebook. So I figured we deleted it because it was 2 years ago. We dropped it on 2 years ago tomorrow. By the way, we dropped it on St. Patrick's Day because I remember we covered St. Patrick's Day Slam. That's when I announced my godchild was born. I was doing the show in my sister's bedroom, and I had a Drew Brees jersey in the background because we were also talking about Drew Brees announcing his retirement.
Mm-hmm.
And I had my St. Patrick's Day shirt on that day.
Yeah.
But I put a question wrong. No, or I did add a question, or unless I was supposed to say it, favorite WWF title win. We didn't answer that question or ask it. You didn't ask it. I didn't ask it. I thought you were supposed to ask it because you said you were going to do the last ones at the bottom. But that one never got asked. So, but yeah, Stone Cold's a 6-time WWE champion. He's won 3 at WrestleMania, 2 against the same guy. He beat Shawn Michaels and he beat The Rock twice at 14, 15, and 17. And he won 3 on Raw against Kane, The Undertaker, and Kurt Angle. I don't know if you remember all of them really well, but give me your all-time favorite WWF title win for the Texas Rattlesnake.
I feel like that's an easy one for me. You know, you always talk about the greatest WrestleMania ever, and everyone pinpoints WrestleMania 17 as the greatest. And that match with The Rock was fantastic. And it all led up to him shaking hands with Vince McMahon at the end as a heel turn for Stone Cold. So I think I'm going to go with WrestleMania 17 as my favorite championship win for him.
Okay. Jordan?
What you said with The Undertaker.
Oh, so that's my favorite too. And I'm saying that because that was the first time I ever saw him win it live on television. You know, we didn't have pay-per-view at the time, so I didn't get to see him win against Shawn live or against The Rock the first time. And when he won it on Raw against Kane, I wasn't watching Raw at the time. So I got to see him finally win a championship first time. I got to see him win his 4th against The Undertaker the night after King of the Ring. On an episode of Raw is War, he beat The Undertaker. And that was my favorite, too. And he brought the Smoking Skull bell back after that. He didn't compete at WrestleMania 2000. He was out when he got hit by the car with Rikishi. Triple H retained the WWE title at WrestleMania 2000. He beat Shawn. He won his first against Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 14 in Boston in March 29th, 1998. He won his second title the night after King of the Ring 1998 in Pittsburgh against Kane. He won his 3rd at WrestleMania 15 in Philadelphia against The Rock. He won his 4th against The Undertaker the night after King of the Ring, June of 1999. He won his 5th against The Rock at WrestleMania 17 in Houston. That's when he shook hands with Satan himself. And then he won his last WWE title against Kurt Angle on Raw in October 8th, 2001 in Indianapolis. That was the 6 title reigns. And Dylan set The Rock at Mania in Houston, and Jordan and I had the same against The Undertaker. Okay, moving on. You got anything else you want to add?
Well, I mean, we talked Stone Cold a lot on our last episode because it was also a great title win at Mania 14. It involved Mike Tyson. Whenever Jordan and I did our show that's no longer a thing anymore, we talked Stone Cold, and we also mentioned the whole angle with Mike Tyson, lining up with DX and then double crossing DX in the main event, and then going with Stone Cold also. So yeah, it was awesome. I mean, everything about Stone Cold, man, he's simply the greatest, and just like you said, we even said it on our show. It doesn't matter if you're a wrestling fan or not. You hear Stone Cold, you obviously know who he is. And that's the same thing with some other people. But Stone Cold, he's like that top name that you always hear whenever professional wrestling even comes up in a conversation.
All right, Jordan, what you want to take on Stone Cold?
Yeah, I think he was think he was one of the greatest to ever wrestle.
Hell yeah. I'll give y'all a hell yeah for that. So, what can we move on to next?
All right, I'm excited for this one. I saved it for last. I even told you what it was, Marcus. I told Jordan what it was. So let me ask you before I even pop the graphic up. Do you know whenever someone debuts a gimmick and you hate it and you want it to go away as soon as possible, but then certain changes are made to the gimmick, someone gets their old name back and they change the whole gimmick thing up and it becomes one of the most entertaining things ever, and then they add somebody to it and it makes it even more entertaining than what it already was? And if you don't know what I'm talking about, everyone, then I am talking, of course, about the Maximum Male models. Adding Otis to it. I love it,
Okay.
dude. This is entertaining. This is so entertaining. Because for one, I hated when they did this with Max Dupree, as we all know is LA Knight now. And then they introduced Maxine Dupree. He leaves the Maximum Male models. He goes back to LA Knight. They still have, and let's say if I'm getting these names correct, they have Massey and Mansois. If I'm getting this
The
correct,
fuck?
that's Mace and Mansoor.
Oh my god, Mance! If Matt Ritter's listening, Mansois sounds like the name of a cum shot.
Jesus Christ, my mom watches this goddamn show.
I'm sorry, Miss Terry. Well, I guess Alpha Academy's no more.
Doesn't seem like it. It seems like he's going with the Maximum Male models, and they even call him Otis now.
Yeah. Otis sounds like a drink. Oh, grab a can of Otis.
Yeah, I'm
But-
loving it right now. It's the best.
It's entertaining. This is so entertaining right now.
I thought it was funny. You know, Chad Gable walking around with a missing poster of Otis, and then he's having a photo shoot. What's up, SCW in the house? I think it's funny. Now, if you're gonna put Chad Gable in a singles run, give him a match with Seth Rollins or give him a match with John Cena. Chad Gable could do great things if y'all give him a chance. And if y'all make it happen, thank you.
Yeah, that's the only thing I'm gonna miss about the Alpha Academy is have Otis along with Chad Gable. I feel like they had great chemistry together, but this new thing of having Otis there with the Maximum Male models, I think it's entertaining. I'm excited to see what happens, and it's sad to say whenever I'm looking forward to this now on Monday Night Raw, showing them.
Shoes. Thank you.
Yeah. So I have one more topic before we close out. So raise your hand if your bracket is already fucking busted.
Yep, it's gone. That thing is horrible, man.
Mine
Wow.
was busted before. Take my advice, never, and the mark means ever, put Virginia as your Final Four again, because that's the third time that shit happened and losing a fucking first round. Give me Chad Gable and the Creed brothers versus Max Bellbottoms. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So, but West Virginia busted my bracket before Virginia did. But gladly share me your first round predictions while this has been going on for the last 6-7 hours. But so I'll go first we're going to go by regions first. I'm going to start with my South region and tell me what y'all had. But unfortunately, they've been talking about Alabama being the lowest number one seed, the weakest number one seed. I had Corpus pulling the upset. By the way, all first four teams I picked won. Corpus, Pitt, Fair Dickinson, and Arizona State. I picked all four of them to win, and they all won. I picked Corpus over Bama. Bama beats the shit out of them. I picked West Virginia over Maryland. They lose. I picked San Diego State. They beat Charleston. The upset that started it all, Furman with the buzzer beater over Virginia, and I had Virginia as a Final Four. I picked NC State over Creighton. That game happens tomorrow. I picked Baylor over UC Santa Barbara. That game happens tomorrow. I picked Missouri over Utah State. They win, and then me and millions of other people picked Arizona, and they get upset by Princeton. But Princeton's getting all the fame that they busted the brackets instead of Furman beating Virginia. But I think everyone knows how Virginia is at the first round. So I just realized that. But give me your South predictions.
All right. So I picked Alabama. They won. I picked Maryland, also won. I also picked Charleston over San Diego State. There's always a 12-5 upset, and I thought that was going to be the one that was it, and it was not. I picked Virginia. I had them in my Elite Eight, and, well, yeah. Let's see. I picked Creighton over NC State. I picked Baylor. I picked Utah State. They lost to Missouri. And I picked Arizona, and they got upset by Princeton. So I'm off to a bad start.
Me too. Don't worry.
Alrighty. I picked Bama, Maryland, San Diego State. I picked Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
I got NC State, Baylor.
Mm-hmm.
I had Missouri,
Mm-hmm.
and I had Arizona.
Now 0.112% has the perfect bracket, supposedly. Yeah. Okay, East region. All these games are actually going to be played tomorrow. Well, except one. One's being played right now, and a couple are going to be played later on. But I have Purdue beating Fair Dickinson, and Purdue is my Final Four was Houston, Virginia, Purdue, and Kansas. What's your Final Four, real quick, before we move on?
My Final Four is Baylor, Duke, Texas, and Kansas.
Okay, Jordan.
I'm looking, but it's not showing me.
If you got the app, just scroll all the way towards the end. If you have the same app me and Dylan uses, the Tournament Challenge app.
Yeah.
If you can't find it, I can go find it for you, Jordan. Oh shit, Jordan.
Yeah, there you go. It should be highlighted.
Okay. I got Alabama, USC, Houston, and Kansas.
Okay, not bad.
Yeah.
So for the East bracket, go back to the first round. I got Purdue over Fair Dickinson. Where is Farley Dickinson University? Where the fuck is that at? I never heard of that one.
I don't fucking know.
I'm going to look it up while y'all give y'all predictions. But I got Memphis over Florida Atlantic. I got Duke over Oral Roberts, but everyone was saying Oral Roberts was going to upset Duke because of what happened with Virginia, but I don't know. Tennessee is beating the dog shit out of those Raging Cajuns. And it tips off at 8:40. I'm going to flip back and forth with that in Houston. I got Kentucky over Providence. Kansas State over Montana State. Michigan State over USC. And Marquette over Vermont.
All right. I have, let's see, Purdue, Memphis. I picked Duke. I was so close to picking Oral Roberts, and I'm so glad I did. Well, I mean, who the fuck cares? I'm getting my ass kicked in this thing anyways. So, and the game just ended, and Duke just won by 1 million. So, I picked Tennessee, Kentucky, Kansas State, USC, and Marquette.
All right. I got Purdue and Memphis. Duke and Tennessee, Providence, Montana State, USC, and Vermont.
Farley Dickinson.
Wait, Vermont?
You're picked. Well, we've seen a 15 upset of 2 earlier.
Damn. Nice.
Anyhow, Fair Dickinson is in one of the shittiest states in the country, New Jersey. No offense, Bakley and Nick. Y'all are Philly guys to us. All right, the Midwest. My pick, my school winning it finally, Houston. Houston beats Northern Kentucky. I have Iowa upsetting Auburn, but Auburn's up right now, and they're probably about to win this game because there's 1:06 left, and Auburn's up by 7 points. So I'm about to lose that one. I got Miami over Drake, Indiana over Kent State, Iowa State over Pitt, Kennesaw State over Xavier, That's my upset so far. Texas A&M over Penn State and Texas over the toothpaste college Colgate.
Nice. All right. I have Houston, Iowa, Miami, Indiana, Iowa State, Xavier, Texas A&M, and Texas.
I got Houston, Miami, Iowa State, Texas A&M.
Whoa.
Or Texas, yeah, and then you got one more, Texas and Colgate. It's the Midwest bracket. Texas is winning right now by 11, but I don't even know.
Texas.
Okay, and then
Oh,
the
there we go.
West. The West, I got Kansas over Howard. They won today. I had Illinois over Arkansas, and they lost to the Bacon Bits. So Arkansas won that. I got St. Mary's over VCU, Virginia Commonwealth. Will Wade's former school he coached at. What do you think about Will Wade coming in my backyard, coming to McNeese real fast? He ain't gonna be
I
shit.
mean, no, I mean he already got suspended because of this stuff against him. So he got hired and suspended all within a few days. So I mean, I guess. I mean, I'm not sure how well their program is over there, but I mean he's a great
They ain't
coach. So
shit. They ain't shit.
oh well, never mind then.
Yeah, they ain't gonna be shit. Yeah. Everybody's already think they're gonna be a championship team. I'm like, he got suspended the day after he got hired, but that's NCAA did that for violating. Jordan, you want to throw in about Will Wade coming to McNeese? Nothing.
Yeah. I'm good with it.
They still won't sell out the Legacy Center. They built a smaller arena to get more people, and they still can't sell it out. St. Mary's over Virginia Commonwealth. I mentioned that. UConn over Iona, wherever the fuck that is. TCU over Arizona State. Gonzaga over Grand Canyon. Another upset. Boise State over Northwestern. And I got UCLA over UNC Asheville.
Alrighty, I picked Kansas. I picked Illinois. St. Mary's, UConn, TCU, Gonzaga, Northwestern, and UCLA.
I picked Kansas, St. Mary, Gonzaga, and UCLA.
Okay. Now go to the round of 32. Even they'll show like at the top and the bottom of the deal, it'll have like the line cross if the team you pick lost, but it'll still show. So this is what my bracket had. Round of 32, I had West Virginia over Corpus, Virginia over San Diego State, Baylor over NC State, Arizona over Missouri. That's the South. What y'all had for the South that got shattered?
Oh shit! I thought we were just doing the first round.
Might as well finish it because I want to know what people think of my bracket.
Shit, we should have just went straight to the Elite Eight or Sweet 16 to make it go a little faster.
All right, we can go jump to the Sweet 16, but we're gonna do them all together because it's only 8 games. So the Sweet 16 I had Virginia over West Virginia, the two teams that lost tonight. I had Arizona over Baylor, Purdue over Duke, Kentucky over Michigan State, Houston over Indiana, Texas over Iowa State, Kansas over St. Mary, and Gonzaga over UCLA.
Let's see. I had Virginia over Maryland. Yeah. I had Baylor over Arizona. Duke over Purdue. Marquette over Kansas State. Houston over Miami. Texas over Xavier. Kansas over UConn, and TCU over UCLA.
Okay.
All right. I had Alabama and Virginia, Baylor and Arizona, Purdue and Tennessee, Providence and USC, Houston and Miami, Iowa State and Texas, Kansas and St. Mary's, and Gonzaga and UCLA.
My Elite Eight at the time. So I had Virginia over Kentucky, Houston over Texas. No, Virginia over Arizona, Purdue over Kentucky, Houston over Texas, and Kansas over Gonzaga.
Let's see. I had Baylor over Virginia, who didn't even make it out the fucking first round. I had Duke over Marquette, Texas over Houston, and Kansas over TCU.
Okay.
I had Alabama, Arizona, Purdue, USC, Houston, Texas, and Kansas and UCLA.
And I said my Final Four earlier, but my national championship was going to be Houston over Purdue. Houston would have won 85-81.
Oh, Jordan, please tell me you didn't change your final score, Jordan.
I'm sorry. 89-83, not 89-83. Houston over Purdue.
Because of the final score, I want Jordan to go next in his championship and just say the final score. That was awesome.
You know it? Holy shit. Tell it.
I have Alabama winning, beating Kansas.
Okay.
I got 45-35.
What the fuck? This ain't football? God damn, that's a defensive game. That's a defensive game. No, I got Houston 89-83 over Purdue in the national championship.
Hey, defense wins championships.
That's a football catchphrase, by the way. That's so fucking good.
In my national championship, I had Texas over Duke, 77-68.
Well, we were lucky enough to predict our actual first round games, but since the round of 32 happens this weekend, next live stream, we're just going to predict Sweet 16, the actual Sweet 16, and we'll do a predict who will play in the Elite Eight. Like, who will predict the Elite Eight and who wins it. Kind of like what we did with that. Like, when they have the real shit up, we'll pick the winners, and then we'll just head pick, like, who we think will advance to the Final Four after the Elite Eight. Since our bracket's already busted. I already have 3 out of the 4 surviving right now. But that was great. A football final score for a basketball game. I've seen it happen in high school games. Definitely not the NBA. 9 times out of 10, the NBA is going to have triple digits, or you're going to see the 80s and the 90s in this. But that was great, Jordan. That's a welcome back message right there.
That was good.
I know one more thing. We talked about it. We talked about it off the air. I was going to talk your take on. I already got your take on Derek Carr signing with the Saints and re-signing Juwan Johnson, and you talked about David Onyemata losing him, losing Shai Tuttle, but we picked up Jamal Williams.
Yeah, I feel like it's an addition that could be used as far as a Kamara suspension that looms around from the assault that happened in Vegas. So if it does happen, I feel like Jamal Williams is an excellent addition that could carry that workload.
Jordan, what was your reaction about Derek Carr?
I liked it, and signing that running back is pretty good too.
Well, we don't have no defensive tackles. We need that more than ever right now. I'm pretty sure they'll draft somebody. Maybe they might work a trade or something, but we have no defensive tackles right now.
Yep, we lost everybody.
Except on the practice squad, but that's if they get called up. Maybe they could snatch somebody from the XFL or the USFL, which I don't know who Jordan's team is, but Dylan and I's teams are still undefeated. I can't wait till we meet up pretty soon. Who you support, Jordan?
I got Houston.
There you go, baby. That's
Terrible.
gonna be fun. Just keep working on y'all, Beer Snake. But that will do it for tonight. You guys have anything y'all want to add before we close out?
I got nothing, man.
I don't have nothing either.
This has nothing to do with the show or doesn't need to be said, but I feel like the Cinemark logo on my phone was designed by Colgate University. It kind of looks like Colgate's logo. I don't even know what their mascot is. What's their mascot? The toothpaste?
I don't know.
Well, while I look that up, you can find the podcast on Twitter at World Elite Pod. We're free and available wherever you get your podcasts. Subscribe to our Facebook page and our YouTube channel. We're presented by Drive to the Top Productions. Right below your screen, we're sponsored by 80s Tees. Go to 80stees.com, use our promo code World Elite to get 30% off your order. We're also sponsored by W Energy. Go to w.gg and use our code World Elite Pod to get 10% off. We're on all audio platforms from Spotify, Apple Pod, Google Pod, Spreaker, iHeartRadio. And their mascot is the Raiders, by the way. Colgate Raiders. And they're out of Hamilton, New York. And they are a private liberal arts college in Hamilton, New York. And a Baptist college, by the way. So they're like Baylor. They're a Baptist school. Well, last call. You guys have anything else y'all want to throw in? Any more surprises I don't know about or anything?
I don't think I have any more surprises lined up. This was a big one I've been planning for the last few days. I wanted to see if Jordan wanted to come back on, and he said he was feeling good enough to come back. So he's back for good. Unless there's something else I don't know about that's going to sideline him for even more time.
Well, do you have an actual update on him? Like, does he have to have any kind of surgery soon, or will he be able to drink alcohol again, beer at least?
I'm sure alcohol's the least of his worries right now. I think he's gonna be doing some sort of test where they're gonna be checking out his gallbladder and his liver and stuff like that. That's what I would assume, huh, Jordan?
Yeah. Next Thursday.
Okay,
Nice. Well, that will do it for tonight. Thank y'all for tuning in. And it's so crazy that it's almost WrestleMania week. It's almost time for WrestleMania. And we're going to have to schedule a prediction show a little earlier because yours truly is going to be in Houston on opening day for the releasing of the pennant and the World Series Championship rings. But I'm going to be in Houston for opening day when the Astros take on the Chicago White Sox. Sorry, Tino, but we're going to beat the shit out of your White Sox. Dope as always, guys. And again, welcome back, Jordan. As well, we're so happy to have Jordan back. But our next week, Thursday, of course, March 23rd will be the next live stream. But the last week of March, we are going to get it a little earlier. But I'm going to let Dylan decide when would be the best date. But it will not be on Thursday, March 30th. But it'll probably be that Tuesday or that Wednesday, maybe the Monday. I'm going to let Dylan decide. But be on the lookout for that. In 2 weeks, our WrestleMania prediction show featuring the Hostly Trio. But this is Worldly Podcast. Happy 316 Day again. Be sure to wear green tomorrow and drink all the beer in the world. And y'all have a wonderful, safe St. Patrick's Day weekend. And we will see you guys next week. Same time, same place, same channel. Y'all have a good one. And that's the bottom line.
So what does it mean to be a raging Cajun? Southwest Louisiana, wreck your face, man. Still don't get it in, I'ma let you know. All you gotta do is come and